Hello and welcome to Aston Workshop. My name is Bob Garside. I've been in the motor trade for more than 40 years, 14 of which I've spent here at Aston Workshop in the restoration department. Aston Workshop was first founded in 1988. Now that's over 29 years ago, and today we've grown to be one of the world's largest Aston Martin centres, specialising in restoration, sales, repairs and parts, and also a whole lot more. This time here at Aston Workshop we're going to have a look at this 1966 DB6. This isn't the basic model, it's the Vantage model, which means it's fitted with an uprated engine with triple Weber carburetors. It comes in grey with a black interior, and a substantial amount of money has been spent on this car and a lot of modifications which we'll go through as we move around the car. Right, first of all we're going to look at the exterior body and then we'll move on to the interior of the engine. So just have a look at the general condition of the bodywork now. Right, looking at the interior now, this is classic Aston Martin. We've got the classic dash with the binnacle with all the instruments that you would ever need. The headlining is nice and tight and clean everywhere. It's a good taut fit from the front to the rear. The one thing you can't see, which is a good upgrade on these cars, is at Aston Workshop we fit these electronic power assisted steering units. They're hidden under the dash. As I said, you can't see them, but it makes a big difference when you're driving a car like this in modern traffic, which we'll see when we give it a road test. Right, time to have a look under the engine compartment. As I mentioned earlier, this is the Vantage model, and as you can see here, it's fitted with the triple Weber downdraft carburetors. Various other modifications have been made here. First of all, we have electronic ignition, so you have no trouble with points anymore. At the front end, you can't quite see it exactly, but this is a modern aluminium radiator which improves cooling, and it also has an electric fan. The car's been rewired to negative earth, and it has an alternator which I think you can see down here. Right, we're going to take the car for a quick test drive now. One other modification, by the way, that's been carried out on the car is got inertia reel seat belts. And the radio, which is period, has a hidden CD and iPod, just as a matter of interest. As I mentioned, it has the electronic power assisted steering, which gives you nice finger trip control, especially when you're parking. Four-wheel disc brakes are standard, which gives you a lot of confidence. Layout in front of you there, you have the binnacle, as I said before, with all the instruments, easy to read. So here we are in the workshop. We're going to lift the car up and look at it underneath. Now, as I said earlier, this has had quite a lot of work done to it with a lot of upgrades, some of which we can see from underneath the car. Here we are looking at the front suspension, starting at the right hand front or offside. We can see that all the bushes are in good order, and moving along the steering rack, again, the rubber boots are good, and all the boots again on there. If we can look up here, this car, as I said before, has had a lot of money spent on it, and it's had a negative conversion, and it's had an alternator fitted, which you can see here. And while we're here, we're looking at the engine. There's no obvious oil leaks. Moving on back from the engine, we're looking at the transmission. Original box fitted, as from new, it's the 5-speed ZF gearbox. A traditional drivetrain with the prop shaft, because it's rear wheel drive obviously. We're moving on back to the back axle, and it looks as though it's had the modified sealing on the pinion, which is a good idea, so there's no oil leaks there. Looking at the brakes, it's had new handbrake pads fitted. The discs are in good order, and as you can see, this car has disc brakes all around, which was quite a unique feature in 1966. So 4-wheel disc brakes, and the same over this side. The brake pipes have been changed as well, so they're corrosion free. Now if we look at the suspension, this has had the modification upgrade. The original lever arm shockers get very tired now, and they're not as efficient as modern telescopics. So as I say, this car's had this upgrade to telescopic shockers, and they're also adjustable. Turning to the exhaust now, these are all fitted with stainless steel exhaust systems. So we're just looking at the condition there. Moving on down. Right, just to go through what we've already talked about. This car is a 1966 DB6 Vantage. It's in grey with the black interior. Now, as I've said before, there's an extensive list of work that's been carried out on this car, many modifications, some of which I've mentioned. But if you need any more information about these mods, please don't hesitate to contact the sales team at Aston Workshop. This car is a joy to drive, and it's ready to go on the road and be enjoyed and driven as it should be by the next owner for many years to come. These video reports don't contain every minor fault on the vehicle. They're designed to give an idea of the overall condition. If you need any more information, contact details can be found at the end of this video.